Here we go again, back with more Pro Cycling Manager Pro Cyclist mode. Today it's another stage. We're doing the Volta ao Algarve, and it's Portuguese race if I remember correctly. And it consists of 3 flat stages, a hill stage, and a time trial. So I have the time trial part covered pretty well, but I know there'll be some tough competition, and I'll have to do well on the hill stage to actually have a good chance of getting maybe a top 10 place again. So hopefully we can do well, have a strong team again, and I have Cyclist who has better hill stats than me. But let's just get the race started. Okay, we've arrived at the first stage. It is the hill stage. After the first 2 stages, which ended up in mass sprints, this is this race where I'll really decide how good of a time gap I'll manage to the other time trial specialists before we head into time trial. Hopefully it'll go well. Okay, the race has finally started. My tactic for this race before we get the race started is to sit up front, but not in the first 10 riders. I want to be sitting in 15th, 20th position. I'm not the captain for the race. I think Cyclist is, but I do have Mortensen to protect me, which is a pretty good sign that they still trust me enough to have a guy protecting me throughout the entire stage. But this race is tough from the beginning to the end. It constantly goes uphill and downhill. There's a little flat section in the first third of the race, but it shouldn't be that much of a break because it seems like it's going up and down if we look at the stage profile down here, all stage long. So hopefully we can bring home a good result and save up some energy for the last little hill at the end where most of the action will happen without a doubt. We have Poland from my own team getting away, so that means a team can relax and I can just sit here in this position. Okay, we've entered the final 10 kilometers of the stage. I'm sitting in around 15th position. There's still 5 riders out front in the breakaway, but they will be caught soon. My big favorite for the overall victory is the home field hero, Rui Costa, who actually is attacking right now. It's attacking a bit early for what I was expecting, but it is actually a 7% climb at this point before it flats out again for a while. So, will we see? I was expecting him to wait until the last climb, but I think he wants to create as big of a gap as possible to other favorites like Cancellara, for example. And it seems like he is preparing for an attack because Cancellara still has really good time trial stats, even though he's dropped up a bit in the last couple of years. He still has some really good stats if you want to find the winner of this stage, because he has good hill stats and he has good time trial stats as well. He has a perfect combination, but Rui Costa has better hill stats but not as good time trial stats. So it will probably be a battle between those 2 types of riders. Rui Costa is sitting right behind me right now. So hopefully I can stick with this group, and because I have better time trial stats on Rui Costa, and hopefully get a good result. If none of these riders sprint too far away from me, I can maybe bring it back on the next stage. And a 9th place on a stage like this, where I wasn't even a top 10 favorite, is much better than I expected. I'm actually really excited right now, but I can see Wilco Kelderman won the stage, and I think he's a pretty capable time trialist as well. I just watched the Eneco tour, and I think, didn't he get a pretty good position at the time trial? I don't think he won it, but I think he got like top 5. So I will probably not be able to pass him. Everybody else on the list, apart from Ulisse and Rui Costa, and some of the riders I'm a bit worried about because I don't know exactly how well they time trial Caspotto. I have some kind of idea that he's pretty good at time trialing, but I don't know exactly how well he does it. But let's find out when the time trial begins. Just to give you guys a quick overlook at why I think I get top 3. There was only 9-second gap between Kelderman and me on the stage before. So, and 10 bonus seconds of course as well. And he has 75 time trial stats. The next best is Rui Costa with 73. Then we have, I think it was Caspotto has 71, and I have 77. So it will be between us 8 riders up front here, probably, for who will take the overall victory. And as long as the stage of this is, I think I can beat Caspotto. who's the third best time trialist in this group, and that's why I'm so confident in top 3 on this stage. Top 1 will be amazing. Okay, it's finally my turn. I've just left the starting ramp. After looking at the stage profile, you can see that the first part of stage goes pretty much only uphill, and the last part of stage goes downhill with a little climb towards the end. So my strategy is to use as little amount of energy as possible on the hill, and then use a lot of energy once we hit the downhill part to really gain up some time. So I'll put it at 60. If these bars follow pretty similar until the last climb, or until the checkpoint, then I can manage to up the gas pedal a bit and hopefully bring home a good time overall. We have passed the first checkpoint, and the green and blue bar has followed each other really well, and I'm actually first in front of Cancellara, which means that unless some of the riders behind me are faster, I'm first to the first checkpoint, because I don't think any of the riders behind me will beat that time. I've almost caught up with Debussy, who won the first 2 sprint stages, so he's not exactly a specialist on stages like this. He has 63 time trial, but Costa in 31st place, already a minute behind me. This is looking pretty good for both the overalls, so I'll have to be careful now and not drop this victory. I'm sticking with the first checkpoint up here in the top corner, just so I'll be able to see if anybody behind me has beaten my time. So far, no one has come close, it seems, and I don't know how many riders has actually passed the time. We're up to 70 now, because the green bar is actually falling a bit behind because of the long downhill section where you can waste a lot of energy. I'm only 500 meters behind Debussy, but a long way behind Rui Costa. Let's see if I'll actually... I'm up to 70 energy now, so let's see if I can actually overtake him. I would be really happy if I could overtake a rider. I knew I did it in the last time trial, in the last video as well, but it was one of my teammates, so it's not really the same. Overtaking one of your opponents is much more fun. Overtaking a teammate, nah, anybody can do that. So last 5 kilometers, is that the hill right here? No, it's just a small little hill. Overtaking Debussy. Van Rense, 68, is ahead of me, but he's almost reached the finish line. I can't even see my own stats right now. Okay, I can just click on myself, of course. But let's just take up here so we can see Cancellara. I had to be within a minute of Cancellara's time. If he beats me by more than a minute, I think he actually overtakes me overall. So it's quite close, but I actually take it by over a minute. Let's just wait and see how the times have gone by. Nobody was close to me on the first checkpoint as well, and I think I've actually won the stage. Wow, I didn't expect to beat Cancellara. After simulating the final stage, which was of course a boring flat stage, I've come home with the peloton, which means that I will win the Volta au Algarve and take home, I think, my first big stage race victory, because the only stage race I think I've won before has been under 23 races, which, I mean, I was happy when I won them back then, but right now they don't mean anything to me at all. So winning a stage like this, stage race like this, really means a lot to me. And hopefully I'll actually manage to do it soon enough in a race where you can actually get any XP in it. But yeah, see you guys next time.